Everybody, for this sub 130 half marathon goal, I am not training for a race. I am not training for races with this half marathon goal, okay? I am going to be racing this year. I am signed up for half marathons. I am going to run them as hard as I can. But my training program does not revolve around training for the race. Now, this is something that's been coming to me as I've been thinking more and more about my strategy for achieving a sub 1 hour, 30-minute half marathon. And I feel like I'm onto a new training style in the running world, and I'm going to call it split running. And let me kind of explain what split running is and why I don't need to train for races and why training for races is not part of split running, okay? To be clear, I am going to be racing this year, and I think you should too, even if you were to adopt this strategy. You can train for races. You can do races, I should say. Let me make that very clear. You can do races, but I'm not actually training for the race. My intention is to achieve a half marathon in this time, okay? I plan to do this in a race setting on a race day at some point, but I'm not building any training program for a race, okay? What I'm doing is I set the goal, distance and time, which is a half marathon, which is a common race, right? I set this goal, printed out a pace chart that tells me what the splits need to be at each mile of the race, and I'm going to gradually work my way down this in however long it takes me to do that. I'm going to gradually work my way down this list until I've achieved all of these different levels, including the final boss, if you will, the final distance, the half marathon in less than 1 hour, 30 minutes. And my point today of that I'm not training for a race is actually very important to my overall philosophy for this training strategy. So I have a race, a half marathon on May 31st, okay? I don't really care what time I get on that race during that day, okay? On race day, I don't really care what my time is, okay? But I do want to perform my best, and I do want to put out the best effort I can on that day to see, okay, where am I at, right? It's kind of like a checkpoint. It's a marker. It's a fun event. I like the race environment. I think I run faster in the race environment. So I'm going to be racing, and I'm going to be trying hard during that race. But this program and the way that I'm structuring my running right now, I did not reverse engineer my training backwards from race day, thinking, okay, here's these different cycles that I'm going to go through, and this is how many miles I'm going to run on this week, and this is how many miles I'm going to run on that week. All those variables are important, and I'm not saying I'm throwing caution to the wind. I am monitoring my weekly mileage. I am thinking about my workouts, and I am making sure that I'm not doing too much, too fast, or too soon, all that stuff. I'm still being smart about this. I'm approaching this with a level head. I'm not just doing whatever. But I am not trying to achieve this goal on a specific date. I'm removing that time pressure. I'm removing the time pressure and the time focus for achieving this goal at a specific date and time, location, okay? What I am focusing on is making my way through this list in however long it takes, okay? I've already done 1 mile in less than 6:50. Now I'm thinking, okay, can I do this 2 mile? Can I do 2 miles in less than 13:39? All right, I'm going to test that tomorrow. I'll report back, see what I can do. But this is now what I'm focused on, okay? If I can't do this, then I'm going to stay focused on this until I can. I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to move on to number 3. I'm going to stay focused on this until I complete it, and then I'm going to move down. And as I gradually make my way down, I am literally getting closer to being able to run 13.1 in less than 1 hour and 30 minutes. But my strategy has nothing to do with a date. It has nothing to do with doing it on a specific day, and it has everything to do with focusing on these splits and making my way down this chart and trying to get faster with all these splits. And if I run into problems, then I don't move forward, and I keep training until I can do whatever that split is. So I'm calling this split running. I feel like I'm onto something with this strategy, and I'm interested to document my process and see how this goes. But again, I'm just focused on hitting the splits. I'm not worried about doing it on a specific day in a specific setting, and I'm not reverse engineering my training for a day. I'm just making my way through this list. We'll see how long it takes. We'll see where I get stuck. The whole thing is part of the process. If this takes me over a year to do it, I don't care. This is what I'm going to focus on, and I'm going to document my process here on YouTube. And if you're interested in following along, subscribe. And I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. So if you have an idea or if you have a comment about this strategy, please put it in the comments, because I'm interested in kind of workshopping this and seeing if I can't develop this into some sort of a training system that focuses on achieving splits instead of racing or revolving your training around a race. Again, I will be racing. I am going to do races this year. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to do this in a race environment at some point. But my training has nothing to do with doing this on a specific day. Okay? Let me know what you think.